Every random Sunday night, you do the exact same thing. You sit in the dark, examine your entire life, and decide that by tomorrow morning, you will become a completely different person. You draw up the blueprint, wake up at 5, meditate for 20 minutes, journal your deepest thoughts, drink a green smoothie, read 30 pages, and finish a full workout before the rest of the world even opens its eyes. Total optimization, the perfect human. And by Thursday afternoon, you are exhausted on the couch, staring at a mountain of laundry, wondering why you failed again. But maybe you did not fail because you lacked discipline. Maybe the plan was ridiculous. The self-improvement industry constantly sells dramatic transformations because dramatic transformations are exciting. Small, repeatable actions, not nearly as impressive on a book cover. And when the complete overhaul collapses, you buy another planner, download another app, and begin the same cycle again. You assume your problem is laziness. You think you are weak-willed or missing that mythical grind-set gene people apparently discover after watching 90-second motivational videos. But what you really lack is a strategy that respects how behavior works. Your brain values familiar patterns because familiarity requires less effort and feels more predictable. So when you force a massive 2-hour routine onto a nervous system already exhausted from work, responsibilities, and daily stress, your brain does not experience a beautiful personal transformation. It experiences more work. That resistance is sometimes described as limbic friction, the discomfort you feel when initiating or changing a behavior. Suddenly, putting on your gym shoes feels like climbing Mount Everest. You're not necessarily incapable of changing. You simply made the cost of starting too high. You cannot bully yourself into a new identity overnight. To break the cycle, stop trying to conquer your entire life at once. You need something quieter, something so small that your usual excuses struggle to argue against it. You need micro-habits. A micro-habit is an action reduced until the barrier to starting becomes almost ridiculous. Not impossible to miss, just difficult to refuse. Stop trying to fix your entire diet. Drink 1 glass of water before your first coffee. Stop promising to read 1 book every week. Read 1 page before turning off the light. Stop designing a 90-minute workout routine. Put on your running shoes and walk outside for 2 minutes. The action sounds insignificant. That is the point. You are not optimizing your results yet. You are training yourself to show up. And showing up repeatedly changes the way you see yourself. 1 page says, I am someone who reads. 2 minutes says, I am someone who moves. 1 sentence says, I am someone who writes. People often quote the calculation that improving by 1% every day would compound into roughly 37 times the starting point after a year. Real life is not that mathematically perfect, but the principle remains. Tiny actions repeated consistently can produce results that occasional bursts of intensity never will. Hustle culture taught you that consistency means intensity. It showed you people screaming in gyms, typing at 3 in the morning, and treating exhaustion like evidence of ambition. It convinced you that unless the process hurts, it does not count. But intensity is easy to perform temporarily. Consistency is harder because it is quiet. Real progress is a distance game. The person who writes 1 sentence every day can eventually build a book. The person who tries to write 10 chapters in 1 weekend usually becomes frustrated, quits, and buys a nicer planner. Small habits will not produce dramatic results tomorrow morning. That is the uncomfortable truth. But they are far more likely to survive until next month. And a modest habit that survives will outperform an impressive routine that disappears by Thursday. By abandoning the total life overhaul, you are not lowering your ambitions. You are finally giving them a chance to live. Outsmart the hustle trap. Be less dramatic. Be more patient. and become relentless about the smallest actions. Start small or keep buying planners. The industry will be waiting. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and share this video with someone you care about. Stay tuned for more videos like this.